It's your girl. Finally, I hunkered down and I said in 2022, your girl gonna have her own little podcast. So here it is. I know you guys check me out on Saturday shenanigans, and sometimes once in a while I do a sucker free Sundays, depending on how I'm feeling. But this right here is going to give you everything you need: questions, answers, everything. So today it's all about for you. There's a lot of times people tell us what we're supposed to be doing, when we're supposed to be doing it. Like, if I listened to my parents, I would have been a doctor. But I noticed early on, I didn't like to see blood and anything disgusting, So I knew I wasn't going to make it, you know. And you got to understand, like, for you, it's got to be about what you think. What excites you, you know? And for me, it was putting things together, like being an engineer. That was like dope. You know what I mean? And I went to school for it, did everything I had to do. And when I got out after a while, it just became like monotonous. It was the same thing over and over again. And I said, you know what? I got to do something for me. What excites you, KRina? This excites me. Talking to people, I love to talk. This excites me. This makes me want to do more. But the biggest thing is like inspiring people. Like the other day, right? I did my Saturday shenanigans, and I was talking about what was I talking about? I was talking about what you should be doing, how you should be grateful, this, that, and the other. Just inspiring people to say, hey, you're never too old to do anything, you know. And a young lady that I know, her mother, and I knew her father, God rest his soul. He died at a young age. He was like 18, and she wrote me this long letter in my inbox, just saying, you inspired me to keep going on and doing things. I didn't even have a high school diploma. I went back and then I didn't get it, but now I went back and I'll be graduating in June. I'm like, my heart dropped because I'm like, me, little old me, I did that. But it's great because she's gonna need it. People think, you don't need school. You do. Nowadays, it's like you don't need college because too many of us are getting it. You know what I mean? But the mere fact that I inspired this young lady um, to return to school and actually get her high school diploma is huge. And now she's going on to take classes in college. That's that's dope. I'm tooting my own horn. Boop, 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 boop. But nah, I think when you've done or lived the life that I've lived or you've lived, if you're 40 plus, you've been through a lot of things, and you like, damn, if I could do it over again, I probably would do this or I would do that, and she could have easily just went into a whole another situation where she just became like somebody's baby mama. Not saying it's a bad thing, but she could have did it at an early age. She's still young. I believe she's only like 24, something like that. But the mere fact that she's going back and she just got this dope job, I'm saying like kudos to her. You know what I mean? That's huge. And so many times people like push you down or push you back, like, oh, this person ain't never gonna amount to nothing. They said that about me. I'm just saying. They said they thought I wasn't gonna be anything. Like in school, you know how you talk to your guidance counselor? And like, I'm so excited. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be an engineer, this, that, and the other. I'm gonna be an architect maybe, but if not architect, then engineer. And you know what she told me? She goes, KRina, you're actually aiming way too high. What? Who says that to a child? And it didn't make me sad. It made me mad. I said she's saying this because my grades weren't the greatest. I was like a goofball, in school. I got things done because, my mother didn't take no shit. But I probably was like a C plus average student, right? But I knew once I got into college, it would be different because hell, I had to pay for it. You know what I mean? So it's always different when you're paying for something. You know, you're like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm paying for this. What I got to do? And so when I graduated college, I couldn't wait to take my ass up to that school and see that guidance counselor and throw my degree, bow, like I was playing spades on that ass. I slammed it on her desk and I said, you should never be a counselor because you shouldn't tell kids this. You have no idea. They thought, she told me I should become a CNA. That's a certified nurse's aide for those who don't know. I'm not saying nothing against anybody that has a job like that. Kudos to you. So she thought because of my grades, I should be nothing more than a certified nurse's aide and cleaning people's shit off that ass. Yeah, no, that wasn't for me because you know what? I already knew that my mother was a CNA. You know, she had two jobs. She was a CNA and she did hair. And I just didn't want that because, from a little girl, right? I was able to put together things I didn't even know I knew how to put together. But I would figure things out like, okay, by taking it apart and then putting it back together. And the mere fact that this lady tried to make me feel less than pissed me off. It made me finish school more than anything. I don't care what nobody else said. I just wanted to go back and see this lady's face. When I, pow, slammed it on her desk. She looked at me like she didn't even remember. Now that's the ugly part. She didn't remember, and then she thought about it. She said, "Oh, KRina Ford." I was like, "Yeah, me. You know who I am. You just don't want to admit that you were wrong." I just picked up my shit and I left. I told her, "You should never be a counselor." And she just looked like, I said, "You should give better advice because this is terrible. You don't know what someone can be." And I was an engineer for over 20 years, right? And I loved it. And I ended up retiring and doing comedy. However, just the mere fact that she told me that made me want to go harder. I mean, I guess it was a blessing and a curse when you think about it, right? Just because she said I couldn't do it. Whenever you say you can't do something, that makes you say, what? you, you get that face and you be like, nah, the hell with you. You shouldn't be a counselor. Your ass should be a CNA. But yeah, my mother never wanted that for me. She didn't really care what I did. She just wanted me to do well and be able to take care of myself. You know what I mean? And so many people are told they can't do something. And a lot of times, there's a lot of kids that actually listen and were miserable. And later on, some of them found their way, and others are still CNAs. Not saying that's a bad thing, y'all. I know y'all looking like, yes, I'm a CNA. I get it. I get it. If that's your thing, you like taking care of people, great. You know what I'm saying? Because, times have changed, being a CNA. Back in the day, you have to lift the people up. My mother done had 3-4 back surgeries because of that. Yeah, no, I wasn't going to do that. I actually got a scholarship to college. Only one school wanted me, right? Because my grades were that great. And once I graduated and finished, it was a beautiful thing. I didn't even walk across the stage. I didn't give a shit. Just give me my degree so I can continue to work. You know what I mean? But the mere fact that that was said to me, it just pushed me through life more and more. The more people say you can't do something, is the more you should say, yeah, I'm doing this shit. I'm making it happen. And now, out of my family, none of my brothers attended college. Even though one of them was smart enough to actually get a scholarship, but he chose to go to the Marines, and it didn't work out so great for him. You know what I mean? But they told him that he could be a doctor or any of those things. I'm thinking like, what you gonna tell me? I could be a CNA? That's some hurtful shit, And yeah, he ended up going into the Marines and wasn't good because he never came back the same. Not saying that happens to everybody, but hey, So my mother is proud. My mother wouldn't care if I promise you, if I was to sell hot dogs at the park, My mother would be proud of me. That's how dope she is. Big up my love you girl. She doesn't care because she loves me that much. But and this is why you have to have a strong support system. If it's not your parents, because I know people's parents have gone through a lot. People behind you that actually, you got to believe in yourself. First and foremost, you got to believe in yourself, but then you got to have, somebody else that's gonna, help you or encourage you. And I'm hoping that this show, what I've been doing in the past, has helped a lot of people. Obviously, it helped that one person. She was like, even though you think nobody's listening, we're all listening. And I thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. It's just that I feel bad for all the kids, when I was growing up that got stuck in something because somebody who barely knew who they were told them that they couldn't do something, you know. And I think you know, I want to bring everything like race, but be honest, when they see little black kids, they be like, mm-mm, you ain't gonna make it. Oh, you should probably be a janitor. They give you silly jobs and shit. Like, what? But I just told you, I want to be a dentist or whatever, right? A janitor? Are you serious? Like you're not gonna amount to anything. No one knows what you're capable of but you. And it starts like now to understand what you like and what you don't like. Like now, I could tell you what I will tolerate and what I won't tolerate. It's a lot of ignorant ass people out there, like that damn lady. I'm still mad at her. I don't know if she's still alive. God rest her soul. But hopefully she's not teaching any more children that they can't do anything. People put all of these things in front of you. You already have up your own walls, because of maybe where you live or your parents' status, as far as like what kind of job they have. You know what I mean? Like my mother was a CNA. My mother was actually, she was a single mom. My father was up there living his life like most fellas do. And it's not only a black thing. People think only black fathers. It's a lot of white fathers not doing their job. It's a lot of them, but nobody's criticizing them because they're saying the black man. But we all know why the black man wasn't in the home, thanks to racism. Just like the lady, she was being racist towards me because she felt like I wouldn't amount to anything. Don't go by my grades, go by my character. If you knew my character, you would know that one day I'm going to be something, right? You don't know exactly, but at least you can encourage me. Say, well, you know what, KRina, this is what she said, it should have said. She should have said, KRina, if you want to be an engineer, you have to take science and math more serious. Like those are my two favorite classes. So she couldn't really say anything about it. But you have to take life a lot more seriously. She said, she could have said, do this. She could have gave me places where I could have learned more or did other things, because we didn't have really robotics back when I was a kid. It didn't happen until I got into college that I got into robotics. But I used to do a lot of things. Like I was the only girl in drafting class. Boom. I also took art because I could draw freehand. Dope. Right. But that lady, boy, I don't know if y'all got somebody like that, but that lady pissed me off, man. She made me want to lose my cotton picking mind, And still, like when you're at jobs, not only happens in school, but as you get older and you're in jobs, certain people think you can only do certain things because this is the job they only gave you, right? So sometimes if you go above and beyond what it is, that's what they told us to do back in the day. I wouldn't suggest that now, but I'm saying just do your job. Whatever you're getting paid for, just do your job to the best of your ability. And if you see somewhere where you can improve on it, do that too. I'm not saying go bananas because I think our family, how we were raised back in the day was just like, you have to be, KRina, you're a black woman, you're a double minority, you're going to get a job easy and all of this stuff and telling you, I got to work 2 or 3 times as hard. And I drove myself batty trying to figure out what I should be doing. You know what I mean? So here I am. I have a job. Now they got me working on one project. I actually was working on 3 projects at one time because I wanted to be ahead of the game on the other ones. But I worked myself till I didn't even want to do it anymore. And I love engineering. That's my shit. Nobody can tell me about it. I love it. Like, I know how things are put together. I know how things should go. I'm very creative, so I could come up with different ways. I used to always come up with different ways of how things should work, you know. And that's like you right now. There's something you could do different at your job. You know that. Oh my goodness, if I did it this way, then I can not only do it faster, but it would last longer. It would be better. You know what I mean? Just do it. Do that. Don't try to be better than anyone else or anything like that, because I think that's played out. I think our parents got that from their parents and their parents. And, it's like a slave thing. And this is what they taught us. So you have to unlearn everything you didn't learn. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Everything. And yeah, man, it's got to be something that excites you. And you have to ask yourself, sit down and get a piece of paper and write down, like, what excites you? Me, there's a few things that excite me. Uh, I like to see people do things that someone said they couldn't do. Boom. I like to see people excel in their jobs, or even if they're like rappers, somebody that could write, rhyme off the top. Freestyle is what they call it. Freestyle rhyme. I think that's hot. And they just talking about the objects, things that's going on. It's like, oh, because now you're exercising your mind to do more. You know what I mean? And it's just like, like baking a cake. They say, oh, you got to use a cup of this, a cup of that. No. You use what you think is going to work. If you say, well, last time I added this, but I can make it thicker if I added this, experiment. See what's going on. You never know. That's how all the dopest inventions were created. Somebody experimented. Now, that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about another time. The inventions that were stolen. Let's take a pause, Ed.
Right. I ain't with the back and forth, I ain't back and forth, fuck up what you asking for, but your back and forth, but is your man still back at home? He ain't that important, you ain't really seen it like that before, you like, when you put it like that, you right, nigga think you got it like that, when I act like that, alright, my brother had to backtrack, back on back, you right.
Download Blue Boy Boxing Club app for free at the App Store or Google Play.
All right, people, we're back. And man, I just want you guys to make sure, if you're in Connecticut, man, sign up for the Blue Boy Boxing. He may do some virtual stuff, but hit him up and see what's going on, or at least stop by the store and buy some swag, right? Another one of my people, Just a Verse, is selling a book and selling 2 books, one for your little boy and your little girl. Now, this is perfect for, of course, POCs. We're gonna say people of color, their children, because a lot of times you have problems with people talking about your hair. Well, these two books will be the shit. I'm gonna leave the link down there so you can make sure you hit her up and patronize my people, because that's what we do. Anywho, let's get right back into this thing, man. So, the other day I was listening to this comedian named Ryan Davis. He's dope. He used to have a thing. He had a dope branding where he said, "Who is Ryan Davis?" And people were like, "Oh shoot, like who's this?" So he built up this branding thing, and now he's like a touring comedian, you know. And one thing I loved about him is that he pointed out the fact that uh, there's some dope female comedians out there, you know, and nobody's really hiring, especially black ones. Yeah, we are not, because all you know is a few. And the ones that actually have hit mainstream are like Whoopi Goldberg, and nobody even talks about her, even though she's one of my faves. Whoopi. Whoopi is dope, yo. She's dope. Very intellectual. You know what I mean? I love her. Another one is Wanda Sykes. A lot of people thought me and Wanda looked alike. Yeah, I think Wanda cool, but she ain't as fly as me. I'm just I'm just saying. Love you, Wanda Sykes. And then, you know, then there's other comedians that you never even heard of unless you listen to quote unquote urban, which means black comedy. And then you would know some more. Uh, and you would know Adele Givens and Barbara Carlisle and, you know, I mean, Coco Brown. And then there's other ones that, you know, are known and out there and actually touring, and people, you know, they're never giving them a chance, you know. But Ryan Davis did say that, you know, it's funny how we have all of this stuff going on, right? And no one, these dope female comedians, and no one is actually like putting them on shows. He said he would, you know, when he got a shot or whatever like that. And that's cool. I think that's admirable. You know, I like Ryan. I think he's a very funny guy. You know, if you check him out, you'll understand that he's intellectual, but he's funny as shit, for real, for real. But everybody's saying they want this and do this, but how many comedians are actually have female openers? I'll wait. Yeah, almost none. You know, and that goes across the color board, white too. They always feel like um, if you're a female comedian, you always get a male. It's like, why? Because you feel like two women are talking about the same thing. Well, shit, you get two dudes on there. They talk about, they got a lot of dick jokes. I'm just saying. So the mere fact that there aren't a lot of women opening up for these guys, and they're saying, oh, because women are not that funny. Bullshit. Most of your jokes are about us. Your mother is funny, whether you know it or not. Yes, your mom, she got jokes. You know, she's not on stage, but she been funny. Your grandmother funny too. Like, let me tell you, like, this is how, God rest my grandmother's soul. I remember my uncle going with a woman that was on drugs, but before that, she even on drugs, she still was beautiful, you know, but like she was even more beautiful when she wasn't on drugs, of course. And nice skin, everything. Like her father was Native American, you know what I mean? So of course she looked blazing. And my grandmother once said, you know, she was like, yeah, I'm beautiful, this, that, and the other. This is what she was saying, you know, to us or whatever. And we all looked at it. I looked at my grandmother because I knew she was going to say something out of pocket. She said, you used to be. You know why you not, though. Yo, black women are the funniest. I don't care what you say. Every gay man in America is trying to be what? A black woman. That's us. All of that. When you hear funny stuff, a lot of it comes from us. You just think that we're not funny because you know what? We got jokes about your ass. So there should be a lot more women doing shows. You know, like I always tell people when I'm on a show, whether you like it or not, I'll be like, hey, if the show doesn't have at least one woman, do not buy a ticket because women make up 85% of the crowd. Real talk. And if you want things to change, people, ladies, you have to say something. There's a lot of funny ladies out there, like Adele Givens. One of my favorite jokes from her was when she did Def Comedy Jam. Y'all remember that? And some dude yelled out, like they always do. There's always a dude saying stupid shit, and the woman is drunk, and then she'll say something stupid in the crowd. But some dude yelled out, she was just like, "Yeah, shoot, I ain't put my mouth on that or whatever like that." And then the dude was like, "You could suck my dick," like that in the audience, right? And she was just like, "What?" That's like giving the whale a tic tac. That was it. The whole crowd shut down. Ooh. So you can't tell me that we're not funny. Mom's Mabley, the only Black woman, right, that did like the prisons and all that. And then, Monique did it later on, but she was the first one. She was one of the first on TV, all of that. Like I learned a lot about her because Whoopi presented it. I didn't really know. I heard about her, but I didn't know. My parents wouldn't let me listen to those comedy albums back in the day, even though I still listened. But yeah, Mom's Mabley was a funny lady. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Like we have to do this. Is the thing to put us on, right? This is what you want. You want somebody that got big titties, big ass, and then she can be on, and she got to be beautiful. But there's some very beautiful comedians that are zero funny. They have 0% funny. The ones that have a little character, those are the funny ones. You know what I'm saying? Those are the funny ladies. I'm just saying. But the whole thing is this. Men are not the only ones that are funny. And a lot of them are not funny and they getting gigs. You just want to have a man open for you. If you're a woman and you're touring, you need to seek out a dope woman to open up for you because it's going to be different. Like, say, for instance, if I opened up for you, right? I'm going to be way different than what you're talking about. You talking about sucking the dick. I'm talking about choking on one because I ain't sucking the dick. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. So you can't just, be about this life and say, "Oh yeah, I'm a woman doing it." But then after you ain't putting no women on. Big up to my girl, Tiffany Haddish. Y'all can say what you want about her. You can say she ain't funny, none of that shit. But guess what? She came up with a show called She Ready. All funny. All the women were funny. Every last one was funny. So I don't understand why. How come those ladies are not doing touring? Yeah. They should be touring just as heavy, as the men. You guys, come on. This is 2022. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it together. Ryan Davis brought it to the forefront, and big up to him. I met him, I think in 2019. It was me, him, and my homegirl that's down here named Kia Comedian. She was on, and we were the only 3 comedians that were at Diddy's what do you call it? Shoot, I forget what the heck his thing was. Oh, Revolt Summit. In 2019, he had it, and he had the shit in the hood. It was dope though. First time I ever got acclimated to slutty vegan. Just the name slutty made me want to try a sandwich. I'm just, I'm just saying. But women are funny, so give us a shot. So what I'm going to do on this show, I'm going to highlight comedians. So if you want to be highlighted, especially if you're female, not saying I'm not going to highlight the fellas. If you're funny, you're funny. So I'm going to need you to send in a clip of yourself, and so I can make sure I have a dope database and say, hey, this person is dope. This person is definitely a dope feature, or this person is a dope, if you're just starting, then you might be getting a dope guest spot, or this person is an amazing host, because hosting is not as easy as people think it is. You actually have to have some sort of swag. Most don't. They think they're funny, but it's not that they're not that funny, and it's not that good. So that's a whole nother thing. That brings me to my classes. Yes, I teach comedy, and I teach you everything from mic etiquette. Yeah, mic etiquette, because that's a thing. Believe it or not. to presentation, to actually even how to brand yourself. Am I still learning things? Yeah. But 11 years in the game, I got something to say. I'm just saying. So make sure you check me on that type of thing. But yeah, if you are out there touring, think about what woman you can have on your show. I see a lot of dick shows, and a lot of them aren't that good. I'm sorry to tell you. Each show should at least have one woman. What's one woman? You got three dudes on the show. I think there's a little fear or something. Or women are not that funny. We're hella funny. We're hella funny. Just ask all the female comedians that you guys laugh at. I think a lot of them like Samora. Samora's nice looking, but she's also funny. Now that's almost a rarity, for everything. Now let's be clear. The fellas, a lot of them, there's funny ones, right? But the funniest ones are the ugliest ones. I'm just saying. I'll be honest. There's a lot of unattractive male comedians, but they still get gigs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I don't understand why women have to be so fine. You know what I mean? How about just funny? She could be average, funny. Like a lot of people, like there's one comedian out here I didn't like. It was like he said something like against Leslie Jones, because they said Leslie Jones has stole a joke or something. There's no such thing as really stealing jokes like that. I mean, there's some people that could probably know your routine and try to take something from that. But, the reason why jokes can't be copywritten is because, whether you know it or not, somebody said the shit before, way before you were probably even born, even if you're in your 60s. I'm just saying. That's how much people have said certain things. But it's the way in which you say it is the real thing. You know what I mean? So these ladies need a shot, including my damn self. If you are doing something, you should be putting me on or any other female on. Am I funny? Check my shit. I'm funny. I ain't saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying I'm dope. And ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of dope women. So big up to all the women. I would be doing that. Make sure you send in a little reel of yourself and information so that I can highlight you on here so that we can get other people to see you, because there's a lot of dope comedians that's not even, on, you know what I mean? Or you know of, I should say, they're in hometowns and stuff like that, but you can't see them. They're dope in their hometown, but nowhere else because no one's really giving them a shot. So I want to give you a shot, because I don't care if you're better than me or any of those things. It doesn't matter. It's not what that's about, because you're going to do you, but I'm going to do me. You know what I mean? So if you know anybody, make sure you get into that. And that's not only for comedy, yo. Women deserve shots at a lot of other things. You see, we on the come up, right? Look, we are not the most educated in the country for nothing. Let's be clear. It's something. You gonna tell me your mother's a dummy? Yeah, ain't nobody gonna say their mama a dummy. You might think it on the low. I used to think my mother wasn't that bright, but she was way brighter than I could ever even be in life. I'm only trying to get a piece of how bright she was. You know what I mean? No, she didn't attend college, but what she knew has helped me to be who I am. It's like I don't have to go to college to know this, that, and the other. She's right. I learned so much from this lady. It's amazing. Like over the years, you'll learn these things, So if you don't got it now, don't worry, you're going to get it. But just know that women are dope in their own right. And also like the tradesmen, if you talk to any trades dude, right? Even like police officers, a lot of times they'll tell you, that sometimes the people they like having up under them are women or whatever to teach or to train, is because women go above and beyond what is expected of some dude. You know what I'm saying? Some dude would be like, well, shit, I got him because my uncle. Yeah, I bet. No, she had to scratch, bite, almost show a titty to get one. So when you're doing any of those things, even if you're in regular jobs, think about what woman could actually fill that position. You know what I mean? Remember, you have daughters out here. You want them to just be wives, depending on some man to take care of them? Yeah, I don't think you do. Uh, that's not what my father wanted for me. And even though he wasn't around, he still was like, don't you depend on no man. I'm thinking like, yeah, we couldn't depend on your ass. People, you know me. I just like to have some fun. That's it. I just like having fun because this is what I do, y'all. And also, I'm gonna have another segment where like I'm highlighting just regular people. Do you own a company? Like down here, there's these ladies, right? And they own like a trucking company, a few trucking, like they own the truck, the actual 18 wheelers, and they actually have a real business and it's a network of them. So I'm gonna try to get them to come on my show and I want to highlight them. And if you want to be highlighted in the business, I don't know anything about it. Well, shoot, send me in the information and I will highlight you. If it's good now, don't be with the shit. You know what I mean? Make sure it's a legitimate business because I'm going to send people your way for sure. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. But like, hey, this is just the first one. It's going to be many, many more. And I'm hoping you liking it so far. Do you? Look, let's get into the next segment that's popping up. You already know what it is.
She is confident in who she is. Her walk, the way she moves, her hair, and especially her skin sun-kissed. Whether she wears makeup or is as natural as the day she was born, whether she is bare or with silver and gold adorned, she knows her worth. Her self-esteem, though often misconstrued, exudes the beauty she feels within. She is a gift because she knows who she is.
C-U-Z-Z-I-N-P-A-U-L. I just want to be America's favorite cousin. I love everybody. Peace.
You're watching The Laughter Therapist on UVVTV.
Random thoughts. Right? Did you know that 76% of all teachers are females? All my teachers that I liked were females, except one. There was one teacher that I loved, Mr. Piazza, and he was my English teacher. It's funny because he had this thick ass French accent, right? And so I was teacher's pet, right? So it was his desk and I had a little desk right next to his. No, he wasn't that type of creepy dude. He was a very nice guy. Of course, I got an A in English, right? But what he didn't know is that I also was in charge of his hall passes. So I ripped off a couple, and sold them for people. $1 a pass. Yes, back in the day, I sold his passes for $1. He was my favorite teacher. I'm just saying. So this is the whole thing, though, people. It's like females are good enough to what? Be the mother of your child. You know what I mean? To cook and clean for you, those type of things. Wash your clothes, and even teach your children. But you saying we're not good enough to be in comedy or be the president of your company? Look, every man that's in a relationship, especially married, he might put on the pants, but she is the queen. That means everything. Whatever she says goes. Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say, right? If not, I'm sure the milkman has stopped by. I'm just saying, or UPS now, or the Amazon man. I'm just talking junk, people, man. And I love that I'm able to just sit here and chat with you guys because I love y'all, man. You guys been following me from the beginning. And am I appreciative? Of course I am. But also, I got to stand up for what's right. Women are dope, especially in our own right. Yeah, we got some assholes. There's some asshole women out there, for real. Y'all would call them something else, but I don't really like to use that word. It's another word that rhymes with stitches. Yeah. I say chickens, you know what I mean? And then they get upset with that too, but it's cuter than something that rhymes with stitches, right? So if you see a woman that can be in a position, put her in there, and I guarantee you, on everything I love, this lady is going to not only do the job well, she's going to kill it. I'm just saying. She's going to save you money. She's going to make sure everything is right. I'm just saying. And if she look good enough and she on stage, she damn sure going to bring a lot of people coming to see your show. That means more money. I'm just saying. It's true. It's true, people. Man, I actually had so much fun with you guys today. And I'm looking forward to doing this weekly. It's probably going to be on Sundays. Yeah, we're on Sundays. And try to catch you early when you're drinking your coffee or your tea or whatever. Give you that little inspiration, that little talk, that little, the little piece of me that y'all been taking for years now. So look, coming to the ending of this, but the beginning of 2022, I am hoping that we all just have a different perspective. Remember, do what excites you, not someone else, right? Also, never judge a book by its cover. Just because it may wear a bra doesn't mean it's clueless. It's true. Because if you have any children, your daughter's always smarter. I don't care what nobody says. Yes, I'm the smartest one in my family. I hate to say it, but I am. Well, it depends on what we're talking about. I'm the most talkative, that's for sure. And I'm the one who's definitely going to give you a rebuttal. I definitely have something to say all the time. It's got me in a lot of trouble, but you know what? It's also got me in a lot of dope places. And the biggest thing is just, helping people to get to that next level, especially now, man, with all this mess that's going on in the world. We need a little laughter. We need a little encouragement, motivation, right? Need that inspiration. We need all of these things. So tune in and tune out everything else when you tune into me, right? And look, I can't just leave you hanging. Yeah, I gotta go. I can't be staying here all day. What y'all want from me? You have me here all day. I got things to do to entertain you, to inspire. Are you inspiring me? I'm playing. You guys always inspire me to do more. You guys are actually the inspiration behind this whole show. My producer has been trying to get me to do this forever. And I held him up for a long time because I wasn't sure, if people were even listening. Even when I do my Saturday shenanigans, I'm not sure if people listen or not, but I'm starting to learn that they do listen. And I appreciate that because this is what I was born to do, people. Real talk. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I know. I thought I would have been a stripper or something, but the way this gut is set up, Then again, most ladies, this extra meat is cute, I guess, but no, I definitely am not trying to take off any clothes, not in front of a group of people, just one at a time now. little peep show. But yeah, man, you know me, I'm just doing my shenanigans as I always do, talking shit. But yeah, man, whatever you want to do, this is the time to do it. 2022 has given you a new start. If you want to go on a diet, I don't suggest it, but maybe you want to eat better and cut back on certain things that if you know you got high cholesterol, put the chicken down. Put it down. You know what I'm saying? Or if you know that your doctor said, hey, you need to walk more. Like my mother, it's hard to get her to drink more water. She's a soda lady. She loves sugar. She even puts sugar in the orange juice. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, so I'm getting her to drink more water because she needs to. Her ass is old and she needs water, And we all actually do. Because shit, you see my skin, it's looking pretty good, right? Water and eating properly. So this is the year to start anything you want to start. Start today. You want to become a comedian? I just left you the information to get into one of my classes. You want a raise at your job? I just already talked to your boss. If he listens to this, then I talk to him. Or if he hasn't heard this, push the show to him so that he can hear what I'm saying, so that he can hire you in that position. Put you in a higher position than you're in now. And if your man ain't listening, let him listen to this too. And if you like me and you ain't got no man and it's some other woman, let her listen to it too, because she might be stuck. I'm just saying, it works for everybody, you guys. And listen, it's all about you. It's really all about you. So we're going to take it down and to the end of things so you guys can go on with your day, but not without me leaving you with the phrase of the day. Phrase of the day is never judge a book by its cover. So many times we're being judged by our parents, our friends, whomever we date or married to, and definitely bosses, society. No one can really tell you what you're about but you. And a lot of times you open the ugliest book. The cover is just, I don't know, burlap. But when you open it, the pages can take you somewhere you never dreamed of going. I'm just saying, never judge a book by its cover. All right, now I still need you to get up, get out, and get some. Peace. Sugar.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Right, Lisa. Tarzan was one of them shits.
Tarzan movies.
Tarzan was super right? Because you know, no white man is swinging in no jungle.